You just need your happiness on the day. It's not about everybody else. Do you have insurance? Are you licensed? He's a chef. He went to the Le Cordon Bleu Institute in Pittsburgh.
It's a wedding that we do pro bono. We put together for couples that are facing life-threatening illness. That they really just want to get married before life maybe takes a turn. Mikey's in stage 3 cancer right now.
So relax, enjoy your day.
Hi, this is Dawn, and this podcast is The Point, where we talk all things wedding planning in the city of Pittsburgh and beyond. If you're newly engaged, a year into planning, or you're going to say I do in 30 days, this podcast is for you. Hi, this is Dawn with The Point podcast, coming to you from downtown Pittsburgh. Today, I have Danielle Smith from Flamingo Legs Catering with me. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Dawn. So excited.
I'm so excited to have you here. And so, Danielle, you've been with Pittsburgh Brides for a while.
Yeah.
So I've become familiar with your business.
Absolutely.
So please tell me a little bit, first of all, your background and how you got started in catering.
Okay, so a little bit about myself. I'm actually a registered dietitian. I went to Seton Hill University. Shout out Griffins. And then the company is myself and my husband. He kind of runs back the house. He's a chef. He went to the Le Cordon Bleu Institute in Pittsburgh. And I run front of the house. So, we decided to take this journey about 4 years ago when we each were running our own kitchens for other people. And it's been a fantastic whirlwind adventure for the last 4 years. So, yeah, super exciting.
And you started like right as the pandemic was.
Yeah. So that was kind of like our kickoff point. So Robbie was running a college kitchen and I was running a nursing home kitchen. So I was like really in the heat of the pandemic, and we just kind of looked at each other and decided we wanted to do things for ourselves. You know, we both love food service. We love taking care of others. And we love that we're doing something new every weekend. You know what I mean? Like it's never the same. You're never in the same place. You're always working with a different group of people.
New customers, new faces, keeps it fresh.
Yeah, and like it keeps you like reinventing yourself, you know, because like especially in catering and especially in weddings, nobody wants the same old, right? Yeah. So it always is like challenging you. How can we make things better? How can we grow? How can we be exciting and fresh, you know? Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's been so fun.
So you worked in a nursing care facility.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Handling the kitchen during COVID.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine what that was like.
Yeah, it was definitely scary. Something I didn't think I was going to have to go through, you know, like putting on all the equipment, going up and, you know, and like you're not only worried about the people you're taking care of, but it was like in that scary time where you were worried what you were bringing home. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like with kids. Sure. But yeah, we got through it. And, but that was the point too, where, you know, you're changing in staff and like, it was just a challenging time all around. So.
And he was working at
education.
W&J.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, running their kitchen, and you know, it was something we had talked about, like getting started in catering, like dreaming about, and we had a few opportunities. So his sister was getting married around that time, so we catered her wedding. And then how we really got started was Robbie's sister had a friend that she had tried a couple different caterers that she just wasn't happy. They just weren't meshing. And so she had just thrown out there, hey, my brother is a chef. They're talking about, you know, wanting to start a catering business. Do you want to give them a try? So, you know, we set up our basement for a tasting for their whole family. So there was like 6 to 8 of them, and we had appetizers, and we did everything out of the house. And that night they decided that they wanted
were
to
gonna
move
book you.
forward with Flamingo Legs, and that was like the start of our journey. And then after that, like her cousin was getting married a couple months later. We did the cousin's wedding, and then it just like took off after
And
that.
you have to love the referral business.
I mean, it's so big.
Well, it kind of takes the pressure off of you as the person that's providing the information on the product and services because they come in, they're already confident and ready to book. So it kind of puts you in a comfortable place with them, and you can just start working on logistics.
Absolutely. And like, I feel, we're based out of Monongahela.
Okay.
So we're in a really central location for Pittsburgh, for Westmoreland County, for even like Fayette County.
Okay.
Where was I going with that? So like Monongahela is really big on referrals, like word of mouth. Like that's still, it's one of those like little towns where everybody knows everybody, and they've been so good to us, and we are really to that point too. Like, every week it's like, hey, we were either at a wedding that you did, or you catered a wedding for my friend, and hey, can you send us some more information? So you already, like you said, know that they know a little bit about you, what you can do. They've seen, tasted. So, it makes life good.
And I've met your husband, Rob.
Yeah.
And I know that he went to La Cordon Bleu, which is like once was the best culinary schools in the country. Sadly, it doesn't exist anymore.
Is that very sad? Yeah.
But he was trained there, and when he took this dive and you started the business together, what was the inspiration behind the name Flamingo Legs?
So so we were kind of like brainstorming, what's going to be best. Like we had thought about Smith and Sons because we have 3 boys.
Aww.
And some other things. And then it was like, oh, what about Flamingo Legs? So his sisters, when he was little, Robbie is like 6'3", and he is all legs.
I'll pop a picture of him in there.
And ever since he's been like a little boy, he's been really tall, all legs. And so his sisters, it was kind of like a joking thing that sometimes he cried about in the past, but it's become like a tradition for our family. His mom, his sisters, like we have down at our place, like at Christmas time, we have so many flamingo ornaments that we can decorate a whole Christmas tree with just flamingos. So I love that it has like a meaning behind.
So I'm going to be honest, when I first found you and I was like, Flamingo Legs?
Yeah.
That's a really peculiar name for a catering company.
Yeah, we it's a good conversation starter though.
Yeah.
Anytime like we're out or like at one of your vendor shows, the wedding shows, people would be like, what, do you serve flamingo legs? Like, what's, we get that all the time. Do you serve? Do you cook flamingos? What's going on here? And so it's kind of like a good icebreaker, and we love our story. So
I love it. I love it. It makes you unique and you stand out, and the brand name. No one's going to copy that or get close to that. It gives you your own space in the catering market. So tell me a little bit let's talk about weddings.
Okay.
Since you do a lot of weddings.
Absolutely.
You're booked solid with weddings.
Yeah, we have 10 for June, so we just did 2 last weekend. We have a couple this weekend coming up. So
do you guys divide and conquer?
Yeah, we do. So Robbie will run one, and I run one. We have a group of 4 chefs with us. Chef Rob, Paul. We just brought on Chef Will here in the last couple of weeks, and Chef Liam. So we divide and conquer. Yeah.
So weddings these days are expensive.
They sure are.
Right?
Yeah,
and one of the biggest expenses is catering.
Sure.
So let's talk a little bit about that. If you were going to give advice to a bride that's in the marketplace right now and they're looking to save money and it's just all overwhelming to them, what would be the tips that you would offer them?
Good question. So I would say cocktail hour wise, appetizer wise, you don't have to have 25 things. I always suggest to our brides doing at least 2 or 3 options. A nice fruit and veg display is always loved. Everybody loves that, especially in the summer. The other route is to when it comes to buffets, you don't have to have a million choices either. Go with your gut, what you love. You don't have to make every single person in your bridal party, your family happy. It is about you. So if just having your favorite chicken or your favorite roast or whatever it is,
sure,
if that's there and that makes you happy, that's all you need. You just need your happiness on the day. It's not about everybody else.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And I do think a lot of couples these days, they're really over analyzing the dietary restrictions for other people, and this person's gluten celiac, gluten free celiac, they're maybe allergic to nuts or corn or something like that, and it gets to the point of absurdity. Not to be disrespectful to people that have those allergies,
absolutely not. But you don't have to base your whole menu around that. At least for our company, I can say we have a pretty good ease of working around that because we do make everything. So we're not getting in, already pre-breaded whatever that,
Sure, chicken.
We're even, for example, we've had brides that are gluten-free. So we'll just do chicken tenders and cornstarch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're able to customize and
I love that.
change things as your party needs.
And less is more for cocktail hour. You don't need
25 things.
You don't want them to get filled up either.
No, absolutely
you want them to have a little bit of an appetite for the buffet or the plated service. Tell me what your preference is there.
For plated or buffet?
Plated, buffet, or past. Tell me a little bit.
So we really specialize in buffet. So I do love that because it gives your guests a chance to go back through to get seconds, load up on whatever they love the most. And it gives them options. So one question we get a lot from brides when we're doing the buffet is, do we still need a count from our guests? Are they just getting the beef or chicken or whatever they pick? And one of the great things is no, you don't need a count. Everybody gets everything that you've picked. Yeah. So it's a nice wide variety.
It takes the burden off of the couple.
It does, absolutely. And I know in the past we've talked about family style and that being kind of an up and coming personalized service. That has more interaction, which
it's part of the experience.
That's a cool experience.
Yeah, it's part of the experience. So, and just to be clear, you can do either a plated meal,
absolutely,
which I know that some people like that. I think Chef Rob said when I spoke to him about this that he wasn't a fan because you can't control temperature as well, right?
Yeah, it's just a challenge. Sometimes we worry about temperature and quality just because you are plating them and bringing them out. So whereas a buffet, it's sitting, it's hot, it's under, something keeping the temperature.
You have control. Absolutely.
I would say plated is a better option for weddings under around 60, 70 or under. Once it gets past that point, it's a little bit more of a challenge.
And so you have a buffet line. Let's just talk about logistics of weddings. Weddings in Pittsburgh average around 125 right now.
Yeah.
I think that's the average.
Yeah.
Sometimes they go up to 200. Sometimes they can go up to 300, just depending on how big the family is.
Absolutely.
So when you're hitting that 200 to 300 number, how do you get everyone through the service line in a reasonable amount of time?
So we have a couple different options. One option is I always recommend that our staff serves. So we do have some brides that, they'll want their guests to serve themselves, which is fine. We just recommend if you're going that route, if you have a really big wedding, that we either do a double-sided or we have 2 buffets going, just so you can get everyone through in a timely manner. But the reason we always suggest our staff serving is just because, sometimes you're not thinking about the kids going through, the elderly going through.
Yeah.
If they're having to serve themselves, it can sometimes be a little bit of a challenge for them and slow down. And, so we're just able to keep a steady pace. We always have a staff member that's releasing tables, so that kind of keeps the flow moving too.
Oh, you control that.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, so they kind of like keep an eye, how long's the line and all that. So, yeah.
I recently was just at a wedding where nobody was controlling that. And it was a very small wedding, but there was like this huge lag in between tables being called. And I was like,
yeah, we keep it moving. I mean, we have done weddings up to 300, and I would say, so that wedding we did have a double-sided for, and they were through within I'd say like around an hour. Yeah.
So you had a double-sided buffet, or you had two buffets?
No, we had a double-sided. Yeah, so they just split up and they ran down
the middle, they met in the middle, and then they were out.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so how the venue was set up, there was, seating on both sides. And
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah, so it worked out well.
And I think that's smart too, because there's a couple good reasons why having catering serve, like you can't ask those questions about allergies to whoever's serving.
Right.
You also control portions.
Right.
Absolutely. I know my husband, there's not a bowl of pasta that he doesn't love, but he also loves your chicken salad.
Oh, yay. Yeah.
We'll talk about that. But he's Italian. His mother, Demucci, and he was born and raised in a big Italian family.
Absolutely.
And he's like 165 pounds soaking wet, right? Billy's not a really big frame guy, but if you put pasta in front of him, like a bowl of pasta, like he will eat it until he's sick. That's just like his childhood memories are connected to that.
Yeah.
But, portion control, is really important at a wedding, because you're going to have those people that will be like, oh, chicken and dumplings. I haven't had that in forever.
I love it.
And they're going to be like, pile it on. And, not that everyone's going to do that, but being able to know that you have control of that.
Right.
And then if you have extras or what have you, that really comes in handy.
After we get through, we turn the serving utensils around, and the rest of they can have at it as much as they want, so they can load up on their second, third, fourth time through. So, yeah.
So I have a few more logistical questions for you about catering, just because I wanted to ask. What are questions that every couple should ask their catering that they're interviewing that are like really important?
Okay, yeah. I mean, definitely first one is, do you have insurance? Are you licensed? Do you have a ServSafe certificate? Because that's telling you that they're insured, they're legit, and they have a clean kitchen.
Okay.
And they're playing by the rules that they should be. And another reason why that's so important is because there are a lot of venues that require your vendors to send them a copy of your insurance. So you don't want to get in a situation where, Aunt Kathy said she caters and she has to cater your wedding, and then, a month out, they ask for the insurance and she doesn't have it. But and not only that, food is like such a touchy thing. There's so many aspects of it that not everybody thinks about, like temperature control, cross-contamination, all the allergies that people have today, that you have to prepare in separate areas and keep safe, and especially temperature control.
Yeah.
You can make a whole party sick if your food's either too warm when it was supposed to be cold, or not cooked enough. So
nothing like bad egg salad or
chicken salad.
Or chicken salad, right?
That's always the one in the ServSafe book, chicken salad.
What about, besides serving on the buffet, should a catering staff be responsible for like clearing tables and things like that? Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so a lot of times that's dependent upon your venue as well. They'll have different, responsibilities. But in general, I would say, at least for our company, we're setting up, we're there the entire duration of your, food service. We're clearing tables, we're cleaning up, we're packing up your leftovers. We're refilling things at your appetizer stations, if needed. So yeah, we're there for you that day. I would even say, to go as far as, we've had situations where somebody spilled something, like we're there to like help take an extra stress away. We're there helping clean that up, or dad forgot a wine opener, or somebody needs scissors, it sometimes feels like you're
a little bit of a fireman.
Yeah, absolutely.
Putting out some fires,
Yeah.
Unexpected, to
Yeah.
expect the unexpected, be a
Right.
good Girl Scout.
Right.
Most catering teams also handle the cake cutting. If
Oh,
there
yeah.
is,
Yep.
that's a part of the service as well, I would
Yep.
imagine,
Yep.
with you. And boxing everything up,
Yep.
you already talked about that. And I love the money saving tips that you asked about. So what is the craziest thing that ever happened to you at a wedding, and how did
Okay.
you overcome it?
So the craziest thing that ever happened in terms of our company, I actually wasn't at that wedding, but we had a wedding outside in Moundsville, West Virginia, completely outside in a park area, and a microburst, like a little tornado, came through before anything started. So it knocked over everything, like all the guest tables, all the appetizer tables, their cookie table, everything.
Aww.
Yeah. But we had like a crew of, 7 or 8. Some of the family's friends had started showing up. And so everybody just work together. Like, it was like, okay, first, is everybody okay? Like, everybody's safe. Okay.
Yeah.
Now we got to like push through and get this ready so the couple doesn't know. And truly they didn't, So yeah, everybody just worked it as a team, getting everything like reset up, out there. And, that's another reason, like, I always pack extras of everything, because you just never know what's going to happen.
Right.
Sometimes Robbie's like, that's crazy. We don't need, double of this. It's like, you just never know. Like, you just don't,
You never know. And it feels so good when you have it. And
Absolutely.
you're like, I got that.
Yeah.
I can handle that for you. I can solve that problem for you, because it adds additional value and expertise to what you do.
Sure.
Happens to us all the time. If my husband's on set with me and there's something not even in our realm of what we're doing, and somebody is like hanging something, maybe a florist, he's like, you need some help with that?
Yeah.
I've got some piano wire. I can get up there and help you with that. It's all about executing the vision for the couple and getting them over the finish line and working as a team in tandem with each other. And when you hire great vendors that think like that, and they're not just thinking like in their own box,
in their bubble,
that's when you have an A team.
Yeah. And I will say too, like, Pittsburgh is a small world. Like, we used to say that when I worked in the nursing home too. Like, you always run into the same people, and we're to the point now, like, we're running into the same vendors, and you know how each other works. And so you're just like this bigger team, you know what I mean? And
extended.
Yeah. And like, and with Pittsburgh Brides too, like we're starting to get to know those companies and work with those companies. And it's like, and like, you're like this big family now, right?
Yeah.
And taking care of another family. So yeah, it's awesome.
Well, we welcome you to the Pittsburgh Brides family. I've heard nothing but great things about you from everyone. Yeah. And I know that Pittsburgh Brides has been successful for you. You did
absolutely.
2 shows with us recently.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that.
So we went to, the first one was at the Marriott, right?
Yes, the
Pittsburgh
Hyatt.
Airport.
The Hyatt at the airport.
Sorry.
Yep. Nope,
Forgive
no
me.
worries. It was the Hyatt at the airport.
Yes. And then the Pittsburgh Opera House. Yeah, and they're just amazing. We've done a lot of different wedding shows, but I encourage all you brides out there to go to the Pittsburgh Brides ones. They're so organized. They're so fun. So many chances to win prizes. Dawn just does, like, seriously, when I say she does an amazing job.
I'm
so
a little
amazing.
over the top. My husband says I'm over the top.
I mean, but it's awesome. Like, it's like a party. We've gone to some where it's just like, okay, it's 3 hours and everybody's just kind of like meandering around. Like, yours is just
it's
like
flat.
You have like,
there's no energy.
Yeah, there's so much energy. So
that's the secret sauce.
Yeah.
But we want that to be an experience for them when they come in the door, and that's why we have like a little cocktail hour, and
so
we give them some swag and stuff, and we want to get them like, ooh, what's behind the doors and what's in there. So when they come in, and also have the vendors there to greet them and meet them with the little games that we play, because then they meet you organically, and it's not in a sales capacity where they're walking up and they're like, there's that
Yeah.
Kind of stoic
Yeah.
wall that people have when they're in a conference or
Right.
in any kind of setting like that, a sales setting. And it makes them more comfortable. Like, hey, I met you out at the
Yeah.
cocktail hour.
Right.
What do you want? What are you selling?
Yeah.
And I think that that's just a more natural, organic way to approach and
sure.
connect. I know that you've booked a lot of brides from the shows.
We did, yeah. The first show we did, we booked 4 weddings between this year and 2027.
Shut the front door.
Yeah.
I love that.
And yeah, we've had several inquiries from the second as well. So yeah, I mean, they're just so good from a bride's family's perspective and a vendor perspective. So yeah.
Yeah, and it's a great way also to I do encourage going to a show, but picking the right show. I think sometimes the big shows
Yeah.
are just an oversaturation of too much information
Right.
and too many people saying, here's my information, book me, the deal ends today,
Right.
kind of thing. And it's just too much.
Yeah.
With us doing a boutique show, we're very careful only to have like 3 or 4 in every category.
Right.
So I'm not going to have more than 4 caterers. I'm not going to have more than
Right.
4 DJs. Really, I like to be at the 3 number
Yeah.
in every category because I don't want them oversaturated.
Yeah.
And because I've already verified and vetted them, they have insurance and all those things, it kind of takes that pressure off too.
Absolutely.
So like if you meet them in person and you like them and you
Yeah.
like the taste of the food, you're ready to book.
Yeah.
Like we've already done the homework for you.
Right.
And I think that's just a little bit easier on what is already an overwhelming process.
It's not overwhelming. It's fun. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to more of those. We're
Yeah.
going to be doing maybe one in the fall. I don't like to release the dates until it's need to know basis.
Yeah.
Because we're very strategic on dates.
Sure. I love it.
It's just a quirky little thing
Yeah.
that I do. So tell me about the weddings this year so far. You've done some May weddings,
We
some
did.
June weddings.
Yeah.
So tell me success stories, any hiccups, anything that you'd like to share with our following.
So last weekend we were at a brand new venue in 84 in Washington County.
Okay.
We did the first wedding there. It is a totally renovated home barn done by a husband and wife team.
Okay.
So super nice. We had that little bit of a storm that came through
Right,
last
on Saturday.
Right? So yeah, they were originally supposed to get married at around 4:00, but they waited until the sun popped out at 5, and everything just ended up being
Beautiful.
perfect. The venue's so gorgeous.
What's the name of the venue?
Red Mailbox Barn.
I haven't heard of that one yet.
Yeah, so that was literally the first wedding. They're just starting to get their name out there.
Wonderful.
But yeah, it just gives you that and the owners too give you that just that homey comforting vibe.
Yeah.
They're there for you. So yeah, check that one out. And then in May we did a wedding at a couple's family barn. So they kind of reinvented their family area into a wedding venue. It was gorgeous. Big fun, bright wedding. And then actually one of the newer things that has kind of been popping up this year is we're having wedding couples just pick up. So we were talking about cost savings, right? Mm-hmm. And not that I do think there's something about having full service and not having to worry about that, mm-hmm. but there are other options to talk to your caterer about, as in dropping off and setup options.
Okay.
And pickup options,
Sure.
where you're picking up. So that can help save from a cost perspective too.
For our listeners, can you explain that a little more?
Yeah. So, most caterers have different tiers, right? So the base, lowest tier would be you coming in, picking up the food. We send it in insulated hot boxes with your wire rack, sternos, everything you need. But you're picking it up and setting it up, right? So there's not as much of a service labor charge. Mm-hmm. Then I would say kind of the next step up is what we do is called a delivery and setup. So our staff will come with the food. We'll bring like the whole buffet, everything you need with it. We'll set it up. We'll leave you with your backups in the insulated boxes, but you have to have, somebody that's reloading and that type of thing. And then we'll come back out. We'll pick up everything, bring home. And then we have like our full service, so you're not worrying about anything.
Yeah.
Staffing is there the entire time. We're setting up, breaking down, packing up your leftovers. You don't have to think about a thing.
I think those are great money-saving tips because, let's face it, there's brides out there for all budgets.
Sure.
Couples out there for all budgets, and not everyone can afford catering.
Yeah.
Catering I'm seeing right now, as high as $175 on average per person, as low as like 50. I think 50 is, I think Mission Barbecue was right around 40. So talk to me about price.
Yeah, I would say like we try to accommodate anybody's budget.
Yeah.
And there's ways that we can talk with you about, just like we talked in the past, changing how many items you have, what kind of service you need. But I would say, we try to be really provide a really good value to our couples. So we have like our buffet packages start at around $27 a person.
Wow.
That includes your 2 entrees, 2 sides, a salad, dinner rolls, and your disposables.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I would say on average, our couples are spending like when they include appetizers and full service, I would say we're around between 40 to 50, depending on, how many items.
All those other things that are added in. And of course, like then there's also taxes and gratuity.
Sure.
And is there any production fees or anything like that?
Our company, and I can't speak for others, we obviously have to charge for estate tax. And then we have a service charge that covers our travel, our staffing, throughout the day. That's kind of like our one-time fee.
Yeah.
We don't automatically include gratuity. That's kind of left up to the families. So that's just how we do things.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Most will have some type of service fee or production fee or something like that. There's no getting by that.
Right.
Tax is tax. There's nothing that you can do about that.
Absolutely.
And then gratuity, I'm a big believer that it's appreciated, not expected.
That's exactly
Same
how
as
we
you.
are. Yeah. And even sometimes what is a better tip than a tip is a referral, a review, a 5-star review for how good you did. Like those things mean so much. Yeah.
So are you, I'm going to assume that you are on the same page with me on this. Like for me, we could have 10 people on staff at an event when we're doing a corporate party or an event or a wedding. And when the client talks to me about gratuity, I was like, my staff, like, you can put it on a charge and I can run it through, but they love cash.
Absolutely.
And I love for you to like just, put a 50 in a thank you card. You don't even have to put any names on it.
Right.
Just thank you and a 50, a 20, whatever that amount is, whatever you're comfortable with.
Right.
And I can tell you how many members are on staff that day.
Yeah.
And I think that really makes the servers feel appreciated so much more than seeing it on their check.
Right.
Because when they see it on their check, it's kind of after the fact.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I totally agree. We have had, and I would say more recently, we've definitely had wedding couples going that route. They'll ask how many staff members you're going to have. They get their little envelope and it is just like a highlight of their day.
Yeah, they smile. They get that warm, fuzzy feeling, and they know that they're appreciated.
Yeah.
And I absolutely always kind of direct. And then it's also like processing fees, like credit card fees and things like that. So even if you're tipping them $50, there's 4%. You're looking at $2 in credit card fees. Right. So they're actually not getting the full amount. They're getting the 48, and then there's the tax thing on that. Although I don't think there's tax on gratuity. My bad. I shouldn't have said that. But we really do try to, send them that way. Sometimes in some cases with clients, I'll be like, you want their Venmos?
Yeah, absolutely.
I have screenshots of all their Venmos. I can send it to you because for us, it's just easier, for them to just give it to the staff.
Sure.
And then we don't have to like allocate who worked this night, who worked this night. We have 3 events out that day.
Right.
And like, Yeah, it's
It
so
just
much
takes
easier.
like an extra stressor off.
Yeah, it's extra stressor on us, and they love it.
Yeah.
They can't wait to call me on the way home. Like, we got a $200
Yeah,
tip.
I
Like,
know.
they're so excited.
Yeah.
So we're gonna play boss it or toss it. Boss it means you love it. Toss it means it's time for it to go. And so I'm gonna get some feedback from Danielle on some things, new, old,
Okay, perfect.
all the way around. So cell phones during ceremonies.
Ooh, cell phones during ceremonies. I'm kind of in between about that. I have seen like the trend where, you know, you have to leave your phone in a basket or at the door. I get that because I wouldn't want somebody's ringtone going off while I'm walking down the aisle.
Right.
You know, and it would be like mine or
Right.
Robbie's, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I totally get that. But then there is something about family and friends being able to snap pictures like holistically as you know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. I'm kind of in the middle.
You're in the middle.
Yeah.
This is the middle. She
Yeah,
can't
I'm in the
decide.
middle. I can't
She's
decide.
in the middle. I'm going to say toss it. Get rid of the cell phones during the ceremony. Couples spend a lot of money for a ceremony.
Yeah.
They deserve unequivocally 20 minutes of your time without your cell phone. They hire professional photographers and content creators and videographers to capture their moment. They don't need you to be a camera person. I know you want to be their camera person, but they do not need you to be their camera person. Okay, this is one I saw recently that I have some thoughts on. Granny flower girls.
Oh, I think that's so cute.
I do too.
I mean, I just like coming from the nursing home world, like I just love the elderly. Like,
Yeah.
do it. It's the cutest thing. I love it.
Yeah, and there's really no highlighted spot for the
No.
grannies,
Like,
right?
It's so sweet. I love
And
it.
it's that they're so vested emotionally in being
Yeah.
there for your wedding day,
Yeah.
and we'll see them walk down the aisle and
Like, I
toss
wish
out
I
those
would have
flowers.
thought of that. Like, to do like my, like, I wish I
Yeah.
could go back and have done that.
Yeah, I agree. So, what do you think about personalized charcuterie for cocktail?
Oh, love it.
Boss it?
Boss it. Yeah. I mean,
tell me why.
So just like fruit and veg, your guests love meat and cheese and all those goodies. Like, they're just so comforting, so nostalgic. Like, who doesn't love a meat and cheese board in Pittsburgh, right? And then, so not only that, but then you're able to just grab and go. Like, you know, sometimes those cocktail displays, especially if you have 100, 200 people, everybody's starving after ceremony, so they can get crowded. But this way, it's like just a quick boop and
That's
go.
a really good point.
Yeah,
And it also helps you with portion control,
Absolutely.
right? So
Yeah.
you make, if there's 120, you're probably going to make 130 or 140 just so that you have some extras, right?
Yeah.
But then it's a portion control thing, and they can just take it and go and
you
mix
get everything.
and mingle with everybody.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
also a boss at. I like the
Yeah, I love
personalized
it.
charcuteries. I've actually had a couple last year. They had them made and they had them sitting at the table so that when you were called in, there was one
was
right
ready to
on your
go.
plate. So while they were doing speeches and everything, you
Yeah.
could just nibble on your
Yeah, we've
charcuterie.
had a lot of showers do that too, like bridal showers and baby showers. You know, it's like one that we just did. It was so cute. They were in like little strawberry cartons. And we set the whole thing up in those, and yeah, it was really sweet.
Oh my God, that's so
Yeah.
cute. Boss it or toss it. I'm going to give you another foodie one.
Okay.
Late night bites.
Yeah, we love that.
Yeah.
That's something that's definitely taking off, because your guests are they're hungry throughout the whole night, right? And especially if you're having, you know, celebrations until past 10, 11, like, you just need something to fill the void, that hunger, you know.
Yeah.
And they're just so fun, like, to do little cheese bites, or like we've done grilled cheeses, little like nacho bars, potato chip bars. Yeah, it's really cute.
Yeah, I think I want a nacho bar for my angel wedding from
Yeah.
you.
Oh,
We're going to
okay.
talk about
Yeah,
that. We're
sounds
going to
good.
talk about that. But yeah, I'm a boss at too,
Yeah.
because I think, you know, first of all, it's kind of a safety thing too. Like you said, they're there all day. They're there from probably 3 o'clock till 11 o'clock.
At
If they're
least.
dancing on the
Yeah.
dance floor all night,
Right.
they're drinking. Maybe the meal was at 7 o'clock,
Yeah.
but that's 4 hours have gone by.
Sure.
They're burning calories out on the dance
Yeah.
floor. And who doesn't love something salty when they're drinking? Like we
Love
all
it.
want tacos
Yeah.
or pretzels or chips
Yeah.
or we want something
Yeah.
salty. We don't want any cake.
Right. Yeah. You had that option.
Yeah, right. We boxed that up.
Yeah.
That's for the next morning.
Yeah, absolutely.
While we're going through our phone and looking at like, oh, I didn't know I did that.
Yeah. All the memories.
Right, exactly. So any that you can think of that boss or toss it. I'll flip the
Toss it or
script.
toss it. Okay, I have one.
Okay, what is it?
So how about the change from buffet plated to appetizer grazing spreads for the main dinner? Like having all like bite-sized appetizers for dinner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's like the new.
That's the new thing. So it's
Yeah.
not like a full, like a protein and a pasta and a
Nope.
vegetable.
Yeah.
It's just
All these bites. So, and yeah, like we've done a couple weddings that it just encourages so much more mingling. It's not as formal. Everybody's up and just grabbing bites and
So
little
do you have like different
sandwiches.
stations?
Yeah, so you'll set up different areas. Yeah, and have all kinds of different things. Wraps, sliders, the charcuterie bites, skewers. Yeah, I mean,
I love it.
yeah, it gives you so much different like range for all those foodies out there. It doesn't just have to be your like chicken and beef, you know.
Boss
what I mean?
it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Boss it on the food
Yeah.
station. And like, so are you running that service like for a specific timeline, which would be the equivalent of dinner? Or are you
Yeah.
running that for a little bit longer?
So, like we have some couples that we're running it essentially like from what their cocktail hour would be till the end of dinner. So it's just
Okay.
up the whole time. People are mingling.
Oh,
they're
so they're
drinking.
grazing.
Yeah, like the whole night, and it's awesome.
And then
Yeah.
you bring out some late night bites.
right, and we have
Yeah.
that too.
So you
Yeah.
cover them on both ends.
Yeah,
Oh my
right.
gosh, I love that.
Yeah,
So the appetizers for dinner, nonstop
love it.
appetizers.
I love it. Yeah.
Yes, I love that too. Boss it. Danielle, thank you so much for
thanks,
coming
Dawn.
in today. I think
So fun.
that I think that this podcast was good. I think that it really highlighted Flamingo Legs. I love your catering. Like
Thank
we
you.
had you at the Sip and Shop.
Yeah.
And I had very specific requests, which we're going to talk just a little bit about this
Sure.
before I let you go. The chicken salad they make is to die for. So I wanted to
you.
do like a Sunday brunch.
Yeah.
And so we did deviled eggs, chicken salad. We did cucumber sandwiches, pepper sandwiches, some fresh fruit,
Yeah.
some fresh fruit skewers,
Right.
so that they were personalized, and everybody loved it, and the food was amazing. And my husband would not stop talking about the chicken salad, and my husband doesn't even like chicken salad, so that says a lot. And he's the kind of guy when we go to a restaurant, he immediately is critiquing.
Yeah.
Everything that's wrong with the food.
Yeah.
And I'm in the chair and I'm like sliding down, like, oh my gosh, like I'm so embarrassed right now because he's just relentless
Aw,
because of his
he's
heritage,
Yeah.
because he's
Sure,
Italian.
it's the Italian.
Yeah, he can't help himself, and he's a great chef himself.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, this food like it." So when he gives a compliment, it's like someone else giving a compliment multiplied
Aw,
by
thank you.
20
Thank you.
because he is so finicky. He's
Yeah.
like Felix, and he was like, he kept going up to people at the show. He's like, "Did you taste this chicken salad? This chicken salad is made. Dawn, you have to taste this
Yeah,
chicken salad right
yeah.
now." I'm like, "I'm really busy right now, Billy."
I love it. Yeah, Melissa too. She everything we post, she's like, was there chicken salad there?
Yeah, they were obsessed with it, but it was such a great show, and I hope that we get the opportunity to collab like
Absolutely.
that again
Yeah,
and
love
do
it.
another show.
Love it.
Everyone was so pleased with it, and the service, your staff was so kind.
you.
Thank you for all the orchids that you
Absolutely.
brought in that day that you
Aw.
used for display. I ended up giving those orchids to the moms for the angel wedding,
Aw.
Lisa and Lynette, because we have an angel wedding in July.
Love that.
For Mikey and Kaylee, and for the listeners listening to this podcast, an angel wedding is a wedding that we do pro bono. We put together for couples that are facing life-threatening illnesses or situations where they have to expedite their wedding, and it was unexpected that they would have to do that, but they really just want to get married
Yeah.
before life maybe takes a turn.
Yeah.
And but so we're doing one on 7/26/26 for Kaylee and Mikey. Mikey's in stage 3 cancer right now, but he's doing good. He's doing clinical trials, so he's doing good. So we're all really hopeful, and we're praying for him. But this wedding, their request of me when we interviewed them, because we interview all the couples that come to us, and they were like, we want to get married surrounded by our big Italian, Irish, Polish family.
Love that.
And I said, okay, I can do that. No big deal. And he's like, well, my dad's one of 11.
Wow.
He's like, we have a really big family.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, first I got to find a venue that's available, right?
Yeah,
We're talking 300.
Yeah.
But we did find a venue,
Awesome.
and they donated the space. We found a place for the wedding. They donated the space in a garden.
Amazing.
And it's all coming together. Like, all the vendors have come together pro bono to support them. It's going to be amazing. You're going to be seeing a lot about it on our feed.
Yeah.
And I need a taco bar or a queso
got you.
bar.
Yeah, I
like,
love it.
we're talking about that because when I interviewed the bride and I asked her, I was like, tell me what you want. And she's like, honestly, Dawn, we want a pavilion, a porta potty, and chips and queso, and we're good. So it's a little bit of a joke.
Yeah. I love that.
If your truck shows up, I know you have a food truck. If I have you show up with chips and queso,
love it.
Because I could be like, girl, I got everything covered for you.
I got all your requests.
Yes, checkbox chips and queso.
Love it.
So I know we'll be working together soon.
Yeah,
Danielle,
love it.
do me a favor, look right into that camera and tell everyone how to find you.
Okay, so you can find us on www.flamingolegsfood.com or shoot us an email at flamingolegsfood@gmail.com and check us out on Facebook and Instagram.
And I'm going to end with one question. What advice would you give to any bride getting married?
Oh, relax, enjoy your day. Your vendors have this, so just enjoy every moment.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Solid advice. Solid advice. All right. If you've enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe. I'm going to put Danielle's information in the link below so that you can learn more about them. You can also find them on pittsburghbrides.com because they are one of our verified and vetted vendors. She's a rock star. And
thank you. So is Dawn.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Like, it's all about community over competition and collaboration and the greater good.
Yep. And you just have brought Pittsburgh together, supporting all these small businesses just getting started. Like, we so need you. We so appreciate you. So
Danielle, thank you for that.
Yeah,
that means a lot to me. It means the world to me. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
All right, everyone. We're out of here. Thanks so much.
Ya. Bye-bye.
Bye.